Hey guys, welcome to another Ecom Guru tutorial. Today we are gonna look at how you're gonna install Magento 2 on nginx with multi-site feature. In order to follow this tutorial, you're gonna install these softwares: nginx as your web server, PHP 7.3, MySQL 5.7, and Composer as your dependency manager. Apart from the above software requirements, you will have to install the PHP modules listed here in order to install and run Magento smoothly. Well, let's get into the first activity in this tutorial. Our first activity is to download Magento 2 source code from Magento repository. You can get the download command from Magento dev as well. I will share this URL in the description area. So I'm gonna copy this composer command and paste it in my text editor so that I can modify before it execute. I'm gonna download community edition, so I'm gonna modify this to community edition, and also I'm gonna download Magento 2.3.4 version, and this is the installing directory. So if you wanna download the Magento source code into the same directory, you can have dot here, but I'm gonna download it to a new directory called code pool. Well, all good. I'm gonna copy this and go to the terminal, and I'm going to navigate to the project directory, cd sites, and create a new directory for our new project. I'm going to name it as M234. Okay, it is created. I'm going to inside that directory and run the copied composer command here. So it will ask you the username and password for Magento repository. For that, I'm gonna get it from Magento website, magento.com, and I have to log in. I already have logged into the Magento, so I'm going to marketplace and navigate to my profile. From here you can navigate to my profile, and you will get access keys from here. So this public key is the username. Copy it and paste it here. The password, private key is the password, and paste it here. And if it will ask you whether you want to save the credential locally, I'm gonna delete yes. Then it will take some time to download the Magento source code. I'm gonna pause this video until the download is complete. Now the source code download has been done, so let's move to the next section, which is setting the proper file permission. In order to install Magento properly, you should have to set write permission to the directories listed here. In etc directory, there will be two files generated during the um, installation process, which is ene.php, which will store the local variables like database credentials, etc., and another file called config.php, which will be storing the module configuration data. And in pub static directory, var directory, there will be some auto generated stored. so you will have to set write permission for that one as well. And also in generated directory it will be storing generated PHP files, so you'll have to set write permission to all the four directories listed here. It will do by the command listed here, so I'm gonna copy those commands from Magento dev doc, which is here, and run those commands. I should navigate to the code pool directory first and run the command one by one. Well, now we need a MySQL database instance in order to install Magento, so I'm going to create it by logging here. I'm running this command to create MySQL database. Create database M234D. So database has been created. I'm exiting from the MySQL console. Let's look at what is the next step. Next step is to configure nginx configuration. Actually, you have sample nginx configuration file in Magento default source code, so we can open this in PHP Storm, which is my favorite code editor. Here inside the code pool directory you can see that sample nginx configuration file is here. So if you look at line from 8 to 14, here is a sample base nginx configuration file. So I'm gonna copy this content and navigate to nginx directory, cd etc nginx sites available. So I'm gonna create new configuration file for our new website, which will be named as M234 and I'm gonna paste the copied content here, and I will remove the comments. And I'm gonna modify the mage root directory. For that I'm gonna open another tab here and navigate into the Magento installation directory, cd sites M234 code pool, and I'm gonna copy this Magento root directory path so that I can paste it here directly. nginx configuration file sample also in the same directory, so I'm gonna paste it here as well. And set the server name to like div m234.com, and then we are fine to close it. Now we need to enable this configuration file we just created. In order to do that, I'm executing this command ln. Actually it has to be executed with sudo privilege ln -s etc nginx size available m234 into etc nginx sites enabled. Hit enter. So if you navigate to the sites enabled directory, you will see this has been linked. Let me navigate to the sites enabled directory. If I run ll command, you see the new configuration file has been linked here. So my next step is to add host entry into my host file. For that, I'm gonna open host file with sudo privilege nvim etc hosts, and I'm gonna add new entry for our new website 127.0.0.1, which is the local host. The URL will be div.m234.com, and I'm going to close this with saving. Now all the configurations are done, so we need to restart nginx server in order to apply these changes. So I'm gonna execute this command with sudo privilege etc init d nginx restart. Yes, no syntax errors, and it has been restarted properly. So at this point we should be able to load the website with the domain name we have configured on browser. So I'm gonna open the browser and type my URL div.m234.com. So yeah, you can see the installation page here, which is correct. So you can proceed with the installation. Next few steps of installation with this browser configuration, but I'm not preferred that. What I preferred is running the installation through command line. So I'm going to do it via command line. If I move to the next step, actually I have forgot to mention one thing. PHP runtime also have to configure on nginx configuration file, but if you go to the default configuration, my default configuration vim you will see that PHP runtime has been configured in default file, so there is no need for me to configure the same in my nginx configuration. Let's move to the installation part. Actually this is the installing Magento installing command, which you can see in devdoc page here. This is the command. So I'm gonna copy the installing command to here and modify it according to my requirement. My base URL will be http dev.m234.com. db host will be the local host, which is this URL, and db name, which I was created few minutes ago, is m234, and db username, I'm gonna mention my db username here, and the password here. And I'm gonna leave the other parts as defaults, and admin email, you can modify this according to your requirements. And I'm gonna copy this command and navigate to the project directory, cd sites code pool, actually m234 code pool, and executing the command from here. Seems all good. I'm hitting enter. Yes, it starts to install Magento. So it contains actually 985 tasks, so it will take some time to complete all the 985 tasks. All good. We have installed Magento 2 on nginx, so you can see the website on browser now. If you go to the URL, well, the installation process is complete, so you can see the default Magento homepage here. Now I'm gonna walk you through some important facts in default Magento installation. Let me open up the presentation again, and the deploy mode, the default deploy mode will be default one, and that is not recommended for production or development environment. In order to development environment optimize, you will have to set it to developer mode. You can do it by executing the below command in command line. So I'm gonna navigate to command line, and actually you can see all the available Magento console commands in default Magento installation by run bin Magento command. It will list all the console commands which you can run in command line. So you can see the deploy mode command here, so you can run this command to see what is the current deploy mode with this command. So it has been set to default. What I'm going to do is I'm setting it to developer mode by this command, set developer. So developer mode is enabled. And if I mention some of the important Magento console commands which you will be used frequently in your development, the setup install command which we have ran a few minutes ago, the setup upgrade command, setup di compile command which will be compiling your code, and setup static content deploy command which will deploy the static content. And also one thing I should mention, there are some short codes which you can use for the console commands, like if you need to run setup upgrade command, you can use s:up command. Let me show you by practical. Bin Magento s:up will execute setup upgrade command. Like this. Likewise, you can use this short commands if you need. And in our next section, we are gonna install sample data into our newly installed Magento instance. For that, I'm gonna run this command bin Magento sample data deploy. And also for this one as well, we need to provide the username and password for the Magento repository. So I'm gonna copy it from here and paste it. So it will download again the media files and required other uh, data files for some setting up sample data on your Magento instance. So I'm gonna pause this video until those assets are downloaded from Magento repository. Now those assets are downloaded, and those are downloaded as you can see as modules here. So in order to activate and execute the data scripts inside those modules, we have to run setup upgrade command again. So for that, I'm executing this command, s:up command, and it will install all the data which we have downloaded few minutes ago. Once the setup upgrade command has been completed, I'm gonna run cache flush command, since I don't want to see the all cache data once this changes has been done. Okay, I'm gonna reload this page. Here you go. This is the we can see that the sample data has been installed. This menu has been auto populated with the category you have imported with sample data, and these sections are filled with static content which you have imported sample data. And these are the products. You can go into a product and see the product page as well. So that's it with installing sample data. Let's get into the configuring multisite now. Configuring multisite actually can be done based on website or the store, and also it can be like in subdomain model and subdirectory model. So if you are installing in sub folder model, it will be the URL will be like http://dev.m234.com, which is our base URL, and the store code, like let's say our store code is web1. It will be like this. If it is subdomain model, it will be like http:// this can be any domain actually. This can be totally new domain or subdomain of this one. I'm going to have new domain like dev.m234 new domain.com. Likewise, you can have in two different ways of URLs when you have multi websites in Magento. So let me configure two stores in Magento. In order to do that, I'm going to log in into the Magento admin dev.m234.com/admin, which is our backend URL, which I was given in installation process. Here, this is the admin URL, backend front name. So I have loaded the login page. I'm gonna give the username and password, which I have given in installation process. Here the username is admin and the password I was given is admin123. So it will load the Magento backend. From here, in this step, I will create one new website, one new store, and one new store view. When you load the Magento admin, let me walk you to create the new website. In stores, all stores, you can see all the available stores, websites, and store views. So I'm gonna create new website and new store and new store view for our tutorial. I'm gonna hit on create new website, and I'm gonna name it as web2, and website code will be web2, and sort order will be 1. I'm gonna save this, and in next step I'm gonna create store. I'm gonna create new store from here, and it will be under web2, and I'm gonna name it like store 2, and store code will be store 2, and the root category I'm gonna select same root category as the default one, and I'm gonna save this. And my next step is to create a new store view for this new store. So click on this create store view, and it should be under store 2. So I'll name it store view 2, and the code will be store view 2, and I'm gonna enable it and mention sorted as 1, which can be any integer value here, and I'm gonna save the new store view. It will take few seconds to set up all the store view configuration and save it. So we have done it. I'm gonna set up the URLs for this new website. So for that, I'm gonna go navigate to store configuration and select web tab, and you can see the URLs here in base URL section and base URL secure section. So these are the default URLs. I'm gonna change the scope to web2 and change my URL to new URL m234 web2, and I'm going to copy this, paste it here, and also I'm using the same URL as secure one, as I don't have set up as secure URL, and I'm going to save this. So those changes can be verified in database. If you log into the MySQL database, I'm gonna use the created database m234, and I'm gonna run this command. Select all from core config data via path like URL. It will show you the all URLs. This is the base URL default for the default website, and these are the 4 URLs we just saved: unsecure base URL, unsecure base link URL for website scope. So that's it, and we have to configure this URL in new nginx configuration in order to load this new website with this URL. For that, in this step you will have to mention the mage run code, which is we use to create the website in this step. Like if you go to the stores and all stores, I'm gonna open this website web 2 and copy this code. Actually, let me copy this code from my notepad and open our nginx configuration file, which is in sudo vi etc nginx sites available m234. I'm gonna paste the copied content here, and I'm gonna change my URL which was m234 web 2, and I'm gonna copy my root directory URL from here, paste it here, and also paste it here. Then I'm gonna copy the website code from here and paste it here. So nginx configuration has been done. I'm gonna save this and close. Now in order to apply the changes we have made to the nginx configuration file, I'm gonna restart nginx server. And our next step is to add this newly created URL into a host file. For that I am going to open up the host file and add the new URL here with dev m234 web2.com, and I'm gonna save this. Actually, we have one more step to follow for multi-site configuration. Let me show you that. We have to include these 2 lines in our nginx configuration sample file, which is in Magento document root. Let me copy it from here and open up the nginx configuration sample, and you have to find this section, which is the main PHP entry point for the application, and you have to include those lines before including the fast CGI params. I'm going to put it here and save. Mage runtime, I have configured mage runtime as website and mage run code as mage run code variable, which I have configured in main nginx configuration file. Here I have set the mage run code, which I have used to create the website in Magento admin. So I'm gonna close this on, and I have added these two lines, so I need to restart nginx server in order to apply the changes. I'm gonna restart nginx. Nginx has been restarted, so we should be able to see the new website on browser now. I'm gonna load our new website in. This URL. Yes, it looks as same as the default one, since we have not configured new index file or the new theme, but URL remains as m234web2.com. It says that we have configured multisite. You can also see full website in dev.m234.com. So we have two websites pointed to the same Magento instance. If a certain vendor have more than one brands, so they can use this multi-site feature in order to set two different storefronts. Like for Kelvin Plain AU website and au.tommy.com, those two brands belongs to one vendor, so they have built two different storefronts on same Magento instance. And also if you have two different shops for same brand, then also you can have two different storefronts. Like in H&M, if you go to th.hm.com and id.hm.com, both of them have same Magento instance but two different storefronts. So that is about installing Magento multi-site on nginx. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Keep in touch with us to see more tutorials like this. If you still haven't subscribed my channel, please hit on subscribe button to get updates by emails. Thank you.